Okay, so the YouTube stream ended.
But there should be a new one.
I'm checking. Yep.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me have a look.
It still didn't give me the option to pick the meeting I set up this morning. So, and that's what I was told it was supposed to do. Oh well, that's okay.
Okay, yep. It's streaming live now. We've got Ali in the chat.
Okay, so that's Zoom. And let me just look so I can see the chat because we will not be able to see each other's chats. So you got to have two open. Is it 10? Am I already? Oh, I have 3 minutes.
We've got Dana, Ali, and Scott in the chat so far.
Okay, so they're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Can they see you, Peter?
Um, Sometimes they can. I think when I'm talking, maybe they can, or when the camera changes, they can.
Okay. You know, Peter, I can't hear you.
That's because I wasn't talking.
Oh, okay. Camera changes. Okay. So you see one of us at a time. You don't necessarily see all of us at a time like you would on StreamYard. Got it.
Yeah,
Wasn't
it's
sure how it was going to
usually
work.
the person who's talking. I think the camera changes to that person.
And that
But
makes
you
sense
should,
because it's Zoom, right?
yeah.
I keep, okay. I think Jen was maybe going to join through school.
I think she said she did.
Oh, we don't see her.
You could always text and see if she's still joining. Scott is asking if you are in Ecamm.
No, Scott, Ecamm does not work for this connection.
But
So maybe too confusing
he is
going
saying the
forward.
volume is good. Everyone's saying the volume is good.
Awesome. Um, I was hoping Jen could join too, because she usually has a lot to say on the book club. I keep looking over here, folks, because I have my other screen over here. So I keep looking at the chat. That's why I keep turning away. Okay, I got to get my brain operating because like we didn't have the opening song, we didn't have any of that. We just jumped right into Lori and Peter. Um, so I will give the whole story my next live stream, which I don't know if it will be Sunday. I forgot that I'm babysitting on Sunday for the kiddos. So I might do an impromptu, but anyways, I'll just tell you this piece of it and then we'll finish the story next time during the next live stream. We got a call this past Saturday from my daughter's boyfriend, Ashley, who just graduated like a week and a half ago. And after graduation, they had to fly out to Washington State, where that's where he was working. He has a job out here on the East Coast, so they were driving his stuff back, and they decided to make a vacation of it and stop at all the national parks and whatnot. So he called us on Saturday and asked if he could marry our daughter. So, which was very,
Oh,
very exciting. We knew it was coming. because they've been together for 6 years. They've talked about it for a while now, but we didn't know it was coming so soon. So, but I'll give you all the details when we talk again. That'll kind of leave a little bit of a cliffhanger. It's fun, and I have video, so it's cute. Um, all right. So for Outlive this week, I'll just kind of go on my soapbox here and then open it up. Peter, if you have any input, and then maybe we can just go back and, I feel totally off because I didn't say hi to folks. Hold on. I didn't say hi to folks in the chat. So we have
I'm watching the
Allie.
chat.
Hi, Allie, and we have Dana. Hi, Dana. I've been praying, hun. So, let's keep that positive energy going. Whoa, what happened? Then maybe that's when I disconnected. Hey, Scott. Um, and not to get too off track, but Scott, you had asked about the video in the that is really a long story. Yesterday's video and why I edited it differently than I ever have. I did that into script, and it was definitely it was definitely a learning curve for me because I typically don't edit like that, but I got motivated because I got so mad, and I will tell you why I got so mad maybe at the end of this live stream. So I guess it just pushed me to do it. So
Hey,
no, I'm not gonna
CL.
be Cam. Hey Tyler, I see Tyler and I see M. M, you missed all the excitement. I had to call in and disconnect a couple times. So CL, hey hun, I'm glad you could make it. I get everybody. All
Yeah.
right, Peter. So I'm gonna leave you in charge of the chat to make sure we don't miss anybody.
Okay.
Um, so for this week's Outlive Book Club, there was only 2 chapters, and it was because they were pretty intense that we only picked 2 chapters this week. One was for the training, and one was for the stability, which it's really, the stability is what is a good indicator as far as your longevity and whatnot goes. So, and he talked about the 4 pillars, and I think we talked about this a little bit in last week's too, because I know we talked about exercise and whatnot. So the 4 pillars were cardio, the zone 2 cardio, which is working out so that you can still hold a conversation, so not at full speed. We talked about VO2 max last week, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. Strength training and then the stability. So the couple of the notes that I grabbed on the zone 2 cardio, they always say that you should work out at a comfortable pace so that you can hold a conversation. I've heard that my whole life. Um, and that actually helps at a cellular level, your mitochondria. So whether it's, the trail walking, a slow jog. Hey, there's Jen. I'm glad you could join, hun. Um, and it says 3 times per week and roughly for about 45 minutes each time. Um, and in a couple of weeks on June 9th, I will actually have hit my 6th year straight of running at least 4 days a week. Typically it's around 5 or 6, but and I thought of something this morning when I was in the shower that isn't it weird how sometimes you get these memories that come back to you? I have to say it was probably 20 years ago now. I had gone to see Wayne Dyer. He was here in Boston, and if you've been around here a minute, you know he's one of my favorite mentors of all time. And I remember him saying that one day he just put on his running shoes and he ran every day, and he was on like his 6th year of running every single day. And he said he only missed one day because somebody challenged him saying, "Oh, I bet you can't not run a day." So he missed one day. But I remember thinking, like, wow, what discipline, what, just resolve for yourself that you would keep that commitment, right? Because that was for nobody but himself. And I remember thinking that. I just was so impressed with that. And I'm like, well, here I am, 6 years. I mean, it's not every day, but I don't ever miss a week. So, anyways, that was just kind of a memory that came back. And so then the VO2 max, we've talked about that. Did I have my phone? So that's how you improve that is your short burst of high intensity. You know, you're walking uphill, I see my daughter, she's training for an Ironman. So a lot of times she has to push herself as fast as she can for like a mile. And then she slows down to a normal pace. And what Peter Attia said, and I don't know anything about VO2 max. I know very, very little about it, other than it's how your body processes the oxygen in your cells. Um, but it says it's one of the strongest predictors of longevity. And if I can find it, I think I had mentioned what my VO2 max was, the range of it. Now I won't be able to find it. Hold on. Anyways, I was going to try and find it. Cardio. Oh, right here. Um, so on average, over the last 28 days, it's 51.3. So, which I guess is high. They say that is like a 20-year-old. It's not, so it's not off the charts, but it is a younger, and that's probably because of their working out for the last 6 years. No other reason. Um, Before I go into strength training, which has been a huge thing that I'm trying to get on board with myself, Jen, do you have anything you'd like to add to either the cardio or the VO2?
Jen has said that her teenage daughter is in the room behind her, still
Oh, so
sleeping.
she doesn't.
I
Fair
have,
enough, Jen. Fair enough.
I, I did do a little check on ChatGPT for you, and VO2 max is the maximum amount of oxygen your body can use during intense exercise. It is one of the main indicators of cardiovascular fitness and aerobic endurance. Think of it as your body's engine size for endurance activities.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I knew it had to do with how much like your cells could process the oxygen. I still don't fully understand it, but I appreciate that, Peter. Thank you. Um, so one of the things that my daughters have been trying to get me to do is the strength training. I think I told you that. So I have bought some 10-pound weights and I've only been doing it at home, but it actually, especially as you get older, and again, I'm going to be 60, it's important for your bones. And the strength of your bones is, again, one of the indicators for longevity. It says it protects your bones, your metabolism. Um, and I think Jen talked about this on Monday's live stream about grip strength. That was also one of the number one indicators um, for longevity. And I think I shared this with you maybe a Christmas or two ago when my husband was reading this book and he talked about that. I got everybody these grip strength things, and like when you grip it, it would tell you, it'd give you a number, but it would say, you have a grip strength of X, and now I don't remember what it equated it to, but I just remember the whole day, everybody kept trying to outdo everybody. So it was kind of cool. But grip strength, leg strength, and muscle, basically, are the are some of the highest indicators, he said. I don't understand my notes here. And but he did say that you should um, exercise twice per week with weights. And it doesn't have to be a gym. And actually, he said resistance is just as powerful as regular weights, as body weights. So, anything coming out of the chat that anybody have any questions or anything?
Nobody's had any
Hellos.
questions yet. Jen's just saying hi to Em.
Jen, I see your comment here saying you didn't realize you're amazed at how tech savvy. No, you should have seen the first 10 minutes. I was logging on and logging off, and I didn't do it right because chat told me that I should set up a live stream in YouTube, which I did this morning because Claude told me the other day I didn't need to. So they're like, no, you want to because you want to have a thumbnail and you want to have just your usual look and feel, your brand, basically. So I set all that up. And chat said, so when you go to connect Zoom to live streaming, Zoom will ask you which live stream in Lori's Soul Circle you want to connect to. And I only have one scheduled. So maybe that's why it didn't ask. It automatically connected, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how it gets published. If it gets published with my thumbnail that I created, or so. If not, it'll put something else up there. But I'm not 100% sure I did it right. But I got everybody here, so that's good. Though I feel a little off. I feel a little off.
But the important thing is that you've learned how to get more people on camera and get it streaming to YouTube at the same time so you can
Yeah, I
get
mean
the chat as well.
we can either connect via school because everybody can go on via school and we can see everybody. But then we can also stream to YouTube. It would just be nice to have more people on school so that way we can all talk. But
Yeah, so everybody join Laurie's school community.
um, so let me see, stability. Um,
Jen's got a
Laurie,
question.
yes.
what kind of like strength training do you do right now? I'm sure you're not sedentary. I'm sure you do something to build your muscles and feel strong other than running.
Um, Literally, I have not started any type of program. I am literally now just Courtney's given me like 6 different sets of exercise just to do with my arms. We haven't touched my legs or anything because I figure um, I'm kind of working those from running, even
Hmm.
though I feel they could be stronger. I literally do nothing, Jen, other than um, live life, meaning I carry everything. I am
Yeah.
constantly moving things, heavy things. I don't ever ask my husband to do anything. And I know that sounds like maybe it's lame, like, well, that really can't do anything. That's the only thing I do. And just, I still have some type of muscle, so it must do something. Um, but I don't
So
have
you
any.
always feel strong. You don't ever feel that you're limited in
No,
doing things. That's
no,
good.
no, no. Not saying I'll never be there, but right now, no. Um, So I will rearrange our whole bedroom by myself, move the mattresses. Um, my husband thinks I'm totally insane, but
Ali was saying she wanted to get on this call, but she's driving.
oh, fair enough, Allie. Yes, yes. We'll do it. We'll do it again, and maybe not. Maybe we'll just do an impromptu one or something. I don't know. Um, but join school because that at least that way I can get the Zoom link out to folks if you go to school. Um, Stability. So he explains it as stability is not the same as core strength. It's about how your brain and body communicate. So your joints move correctly and muscles fire in the right sequence. That's how he explained it. Most injuries in midlife aren't from doing too much. They're from the body not having correct movement to begin with. So when you do things, you have very poor movement, which builds up. And I think maybe that's what Jen was just asking, what do you do on a daily basis just so that you don't feel restricted in any way? Um, and Peter T. also said that stability is the most underappreciated, um, I guess, longevity type of fitness factor. So, um,
I think it also comes down to if you've got a sedentary lifestyle and you're not moving around enough, you start to stiffen up. So then when you do try to implement some exercises, they become a little bit more difficult to do until you start getting more used to the movements of your body and the mechanical movements.
well, and that was like he used an example also of just going to pick up your grandchildren or something. Um, can you do that without hurting yourself? Will it hurt your back? Um,
Mike's here. He
Things
says he
like
loves
that.
yoga.
Say that again.
Mike's in the chat. He says he loves yoga. It's the most person thing in the morning.
Do you do yoga, Mike? that is my daughter Courtney swears by it. She said just about every physical ailment that we have with our body, our fitness and whatnot, even with our mind, she says yoga will fix it. She got certified, I don't know, back in 2020, so 6 years ago, as a certified yoga instructor. And she 100% believes that yoga can fix pretty much anything that ails you. So I only did it one summer. That summer that she was getting certified, we signed up for some of her classes to give her hours. But that's the only time I've done it. So it's more the discipline of going somewhere to do it for me than the actual doing it. But I've heard people, I don't know where to look. I've heard people that do it, they swear by it. So, so Mike, do you actually do yoga? It's the most, it's a most person thing in the morning. Yes, you have. Okay. CL, you also do yoga? I used to work out, but not so much anymore. But I do go fishing almost every day, which is a lot of walking and bending over and curling giant 4 pound bass. Yeah, see, all that type of stuff, right? Just your lifestyle. All that is important. You don't necessarily think it's important. Um, Maybe Jen, it was you. I don't remember who I was telling, but I was telling somebody that literally every time I go to the store, it doesn't matter what store it is, I park the furthest spot away for a couple of reasons, because people are lazy with the carriages. Um, but also to get the exercise. You know, um, when we have these reusable hard bags for our groceries, and I'm always telling the kids, stuff them. You know, are you sure? Stuff them as heavy as you can make them. Stuff them. So it's things like that that just my lifestyle, I guess. Um, I've actually thought about getting some weights. Like I've seen, was it Cheryl who has the vest, the weighted vest? I know my daughter's boyfriend swears by him, but I was thinking
You
of getting
could
something like that for when I run.
you could also get resistance bands because they come in sets of multiples, so you can use different weights and
And
gradually build up.
100%. And he actually, PRT actually said that. He said, you know, the risk, your body's resistance is, you know, I don't remember if he said just as good, but it's pretty it's almost just as good. So yeah, the resistance bands. In fact, you know, when I had hurt my back going back I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, I don't remember when, in the physical therapy that I had done, everything was resistance. They didn't have any weight training because they said my core was not strong enough. And that's why I was having a problem with my back. And everything he had taught me to do was all resistance with bands. So
And they say
it's amazing. It takes a long time, but it's amazing how it does fix things.
I
So
always feel amazed at how much exercise or the benefits of swimming because it like uses every muscle in your body when you
yep.
go swimming and you've got the resistance of the water.
And it's not bad on your joints, Peter. That's the other thing as you get
Yeah,
older. You know, I don't know
exactly.
if I've shared, but it's definitely crossed my mind at some point. Do I need to stop running? You know, I think of my poor knees and stuff like that. Um, because it's definitely impacting them because I can't run like I used to first thing in the morning. I have to wait until they're moving a little bit before I can just get out there and run. But yeah, the impact, it's such low impact in the water. But my daughter has also picked swimming up over the last year because of this Ironman, and she's never done like she's like played around swimming at the ocean or in her grandmother's pool, but never was a swimmer. And she's amazed at how much it has helped her.
Oh, you've
So,
got Rob the Maritime has just joined the chat.
hey, Rob, how are you? So
Mike did.
on Thursdays, Rob, we do a book club, and we're doing the Outlive by Peter Attia book. Um, so you know, and the other thing, and I know we've talked about this in the past, but the exercise and everything that we do, not only does it physically help our body, but just what it does for our mind, right? And our emotions. And I know, and I think I've shared this back in 2020 when I started running again, it was strictly for emotional reasons, strictly emotional. So, and it's still the number one thing I'll go do when I'm having a bad day because I know how I'll feel when I'm done.
Mike has said that most of his life, he did weightlifting for fun. So now, if he does not do yoga in the morning, he is extremely stiff and cannot move as easy during the day.
Mike said that?
Yeah.
Wow. Yep. Yep, Mike, I'm telling you, Court swears by it. She swears by it. And I tell her all the time, I said, just when she first went out on the road, she would actually do yoga classes, and that's how she I guess supported herself, if you would. So she still has YouTube videos out there for her yoga classes, but I'm like, you should just do that, especially being out in Sedona or wherever where you can do it outside. I'm like, people will, would join instantly. So,
Laurie, there was one more thing we should probably talk about, and that was the importance of doing the exercises with the right form. That if we were doing movements that weren't using the right muscles and we weren't supporting ourselves properly, that we could be getting ourselves into bad habits and actually causing damage to the body. So Peter Attia actually recommends filming yourself doing the exercise, which I will never
good point.
do.
Yeah, exactly. But good
But
point,
just to
Jen.
make
Yeah.
sure that your form is good, because he was talking about that a lot in the 3 chapters we read this week. He was trying to encourage people to get moving and to do anything. But in the last chapter we read, he was talking a lot about the importance of having the right form and using the right muscle groups so that you're improving your longevity.
Yeah, I didn't have that in my notes, but I do recall it. Yeah, so it's a very good point. Well, I guess here, under stability, right? He says when you're picking something up off the floor, if your back is doing the work, your hips should also be doing it. Maybe that's not what you're talking about. Um, but I know yeah.
Yeah, you could be doing an exercise to train your thigh muscles, but if you're not using the correct form, you could be using completely different muscles and actually hurting yourself.
Well, we even learned that in running. I mean, when I first started running, 40 years ago, you're taught how to how to fall and what part of your foot you're supposed to fall, how much you're supposed to lean forward, um, even things like that. So, good point, Jen. And the other thing was the breathing, right? He talked about the breathing, um, which is something else we learned in running, and my daughter's talked about it. So it's what got me thinking about it. She's actually had to learn how to breathe, um, especially when they're doing that marathon as part of the Ironman. She said, believe it or not, the breathing is one of the most important things so that she can stay consistent throughout the run. So,
Rob thinks it's very cool that you can see the Zoom logo and he likes how each person speaking shows on camera. Cool way to set it up.
yeah, Rob, what I did is I set it up through my school community with a Zoom link. So if you went through my school community and clicked the Zoom link, then you'd be on screen here with us. But it also streams to YouTube. So folks who are just, want to go through YouTube or don't want to join school or whatever, right? They still get the live stream experience. I still get the hours. So yeah, it's kind of cool. But especially with the book club, I've been complaining like I don't want to be the only one up here talking. So Peter and Jen were kind enough to join me this week.
Scott's been explaining that Laurie's been showing off her tech skills this morning.
I don't know about that. Um, and then he did go into a bunch of different stability type of practices that you could do. And he was saying that if you could just do these stability practices, 5, 10 times 5 to 10 minutes a day, to the point that it becomes maybe like brushing your teeth. It's a huge impact for the longevity of your life, but yet takes such a small time out of your day.
Yeah, that goes with James Clear in the Atomic Habits, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah, on how to incorporate it. Yeah. Jen, did you have anything on this stability? I don't want to put you on the spot, so um,
Not really. I mean, I've got obviously got a background in physiology, and I did some parts of my degree in like exercise physiology, but
mhm.
I always like link it back to me. I'm more interested in the nutritional part of it, like the biochemistry, which is the next session. That's what I'm really looking forward to. This one was very,
Can I just hand you the keys to the kingdom then and let you
oh
lead that
my
one next
goodness,
week?
no, I'd need like 6 hours. You'd need to like shut me down. This one was really good for like he really this part of the book was really encouraging for people who are not in good shape yet, to
Hmm.
show them that it's not too late and that even he has developed bad habits over his lifetime from over exercising, like doing too much cycling or doing too much swimming. And that it's a more overall strength that we need to develop, and really easy things like dead hangs. You can buy cheap bars to put on your door. You don't need to go to the gym. And he had a link, Laurie, that you might be able to put into the Zoom call or into the comment section where you can click on his website and it will show you the correct form for the
Look that
exercises.
up. Yeah.
And I believe it's free.
All right, let me look that up. Well, um,
I suppose you could do like dead hangs from just hanging off the door frame as well.
uh, the framework, was that the one, Jen?
I think it was chapter 12. Yeah, chapter 12. Towards the end of chapter 12, he was talking about it a lot. He was referencing it a lot. And I think it's peterattia.com/outlive or something like that. You could probably find it automatically. But I think if people are starting to build strength and they're interested in getting their mobility improved, that they should start with the correct form, even if they only did one or two small things like squats and lunges.
Okay, I'm not.
I'm
All I see
looking
is his
into it.
website. I don't see the Outlive website.
I can see the Outlive website. Is it this the free guide?
Peter Attia/Outlive.
Um, yeah, peterattia.com/outlive.
Ah, I had it backwards.
And then if you go into the explore topics section in the exercises,
Yep. So the exercise strength, stability, zone 2, VO2. Which one do you remember? Was it stability, Jen? Let me just click. Yeah, framework for, so it was the framework for exercise, I think.
Okay. Yeah, like stability, I think, is really important. Making sure you're activating the right muscle groups, because if we use the wrong muscles, they're not designed to support us. And therefore, we're never going to increase our strength. We're never going to improve our mobility. We'll be relying on the wrong muscle groups. That's my understanding.
Yeah. I still don't see like the document though, but I can hmm. I'm sure I'm not looking in the right place. But here, let me at least put his, it's probably in here somewhere. Oh, oh shoot. Let me go back to I gotta go to YouTube, right? Because people can't see the Zoom chat, correct?
No, I don't even know if there is a Zoom chat.
There we go. Uh, no, I'm in the wrong one. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So the one thing that I said we could take action on this week is if we're not already doing it, add some type of movement. And I think we talked about this last week too, into your weekly, just into your week, whether it's walking, biking. I think Sally says all the time, dancing in the kitchen, that was an option. Um, and that, and one of the things he said is also just for the stability. He said even trying to balance yourself on one leg, just holding yourself up on one leg, um, is also a good indicator. How long can you hold yourself up on one leg?
There's a fun exercise that I do, and I actually got it from a book called Unbreakable by Dr. Vonda Wright, and she focuses more on women and like how to improve our strength and our physiology. And she tells you to try balancing on one leg while you brush your teeth. It's
Wow.
not easy. But it's something, it's a way of habit stacking, right? Like James Clear talks about all the time, doing two things at once. So I have a lot of habit stacks, and that's one of them. I stand on one foot at a time when I'm brushing my teeth.
So
You
now
got to
you just do it. Is
multitask.
it just
Yeah.
you don't even think
I
about
also
it?
do it. I do it standing in line getting coffee too. I look kind of crazy getting coffee out in public because I do my core strength exercises. I really just don't care.
Yeah,
I'll lift one leg up, like 6 inches off the floor while I'm waiting in line, and then alternate.
that's great. Courtney just got this, it was like a wooden platform, so wood, and then there was wood up here, and you take it with your foot and you like move it down like this. And supposedly that's supposed to strengthen her ankles or something. And because she does a lot of trail running. So I thought that was kind of cool. I think that was everything that I had. I only had, you said 3 chapters, Jen. I only did 2 chapters this week. I did the stability and the training. So I must have missed a chapter. I thought we only did 2 this week.
Leaf Elliott's joined the chat. He's saying that you look amazing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm glad you could join this morning.
And Daniel's here as well. Hello, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel, how are you, hon? So did anybody else read the chapters this week? Have any questions, any comments?
I have just been looking at the website because I was searching for the link that you were searching for, and I've bookmarked the website because the information on that website, it's making me want to go out and buy the book myself.
Well, I still have a couple extra Audible credits if you want to listen to it, Peter.
I find that I'm better um,
Reading.
reading because if I try listening, like if I try to listen to an audio book while I'm going to bed, I miss half the book. Or if I'm trying to listen to it while I'm doing something else, I get distracted and I'm not paying attention to the audio book. So like that's why I prefer to have the physical books now.
Okay, fair enough.
But I will definitely be looking at buying this book.
Yeah, it's definitely better than it was the first half of it, I guess. First half was very sciencey for me. And I notice there's a significant lag between Zoom and YouTube.
Yeah.
Like significant.
Mike has just started chapter 10. He thinks he's a little bit behind.
You're not behind, Mike, you're reading it, so kudos to you. Um, well, that's all I have. I'm trying to think what else. So I guess I'll share my story on my editing. Unless, Jen, there was anything else you wanted to talk about regarding Outlive?
No, I'm learning lots about my new channel that I'm moving towards. Learning that not a lot of people like the things that I like. And maybe I won't bring this community along with me. I need a new community.
You may need a new community. You may. You may.
Will you be sharing the link to your will you be sharing your new channel so that if people are interested, like me, I'm very interested, so that I'll be able to subscribe?
Oh, absolutely. Because the channel I have now will always be active. Because that channel is something that I can be myself, and I don't have to worry about the things that I say, people taking that information as guidance. That's something that's important to me. That the
And Jen,
information I share on my new channel is reliable and it's science backed, and that you'll be supported. But my live streams will be where I'm kind of sharing what's going on with that. Don't worry, Peter, you've got my email address already for that channel. So
Yeah, I'll be
and
subscriber number one.
don't discount yourself, Jen. This community might just not be the right age group, because I think of my daughters that soak this stuff up. Um, I picture them subscribing to your channel. They love this stuff. So to listen to somebody who knows it and understands it is a big plus for them,
I
versus
think
listening
that
to another 22-year-old. They want somebody that has the know-how and the wisdom and the knowledge um, to come and talk to them. So this community may not be the right age group, is all I'm saying.
I think there'll be people in this community who will be interested because they will want to learn what Jen is teaching. And part of what Jen is teaching is about knowing and doing your own research and not just believing what people, doctors and things are telling you.
Okay. Okay. I guess I don't know fully what her new channel is about. If it's for being an advocate, which you've talked about before, Jen, then 100% this community should be very much interested in that, um, especially this community because of our age group. All right. So, and the reason I say that is because I look at the numbers that are on the live stream this morning, and typically I have more than that in my live stream simply so I think maybe they just don't like the topic. They're there to support me, which is great, but maybe not necessarily uh, the healthy living topic, we'll say. Um,
Well, you've got people like Ali as well who would be here, but she's driving.
yeah,
Um,
that's true. That's true.
and
And I don't mean that. I'm just thinking maybe
yeah,
this topic in general. The
yeah.
Thursday mornings have definitely been lighter than they have been in the past. And it might just be because of the whole book club thing. It may be because of the topic of the book that we're doing. If we
Have you
did
got
like
your
Atomic Habits, or if we did a Gabby Bernstein, I don't know if Gabby Bernstein would fit this audience, Peter.
have
Um,
you got your next book
I
in
don't,
mind?
I don't. So, but I am thinking this was supposed to go 3 more weeks. I am thinking of um, shrinking that. I think I'm going to end it in 2 more weeks. I think we'll do those last couple of chapters and split them over the next couple of weeks versus dragging it out 3 more weeks. But overall, I've been happy with the 5 weeks we've had thus far. So,
I've learned a lot. I know that much.
no, and I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy that I've listened to the book. So, um, So, okay, I'm going to tell you my story about my editing. If anybody's seen my last video, it's a little bit more editing than I've ever done. So, and I'm sure most of you folks get emails all the time for somebody, they come to you and say, hey, I can edit your videos. I can, show you how to win the YouTube game, yada, yada, yada. And I always just ignore them. For whatever reason, there was this guy, Robert, maybe because of the name I could actually pronounce. Um, and he was very low sales type of person. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to try and have somebody edit my video for me. And his price was really, really reasonable, especially the first, like, for the first four, it was like $150. And he was supposed to give you like a thumbnail, even though I wasn't really worried about the thumbnails. So I'm like, and then he says we could renegotiate after that. And I'm like, okay, let me see if it's worth it. He says typically they could go as high as $100 per video. I don't know if I'd spend that, but I'm like, for 150, if it saves me a little bit of time, I'd really like to up my game on my videos versus just being like a talking head. Okay. Um, so this last video that I did, I sent it over to him, and God is my witness, I sent this big long email of exactly what I was looking for. And he did send like a sample, like he took the first 45 seconds of a previous video of mine and he did some editing to show how he would keep the retention. Again, it was only 45 seconds, but I'm like, okay, I'll give this guy a shot. Sent over my video, sent over this long email as far as what I wanted. I told him I didn't want a lot of flashiness. I didn't want anything crazy. I told him there was some words that I wanted on the screen, if he could put those on. What else did I say? I sent him some B-roll video to incorporate somewhere. And I said, don't put any music. And because I said, I'll put my own outro music. So when you send it back, make sure you send it back to me in 1080 and not 4K. Somebody told me it's harder to add music to 4K and then upload it. I don't know. So I was told to ask for it back in 1080. So anyways, he goes, all right. He said, since this is our first time, I'm going to need 48 hours. I said, no problem. I send it over. So I sent it over Friday morning at 6:30 in the morning. He responded like at 8 o'clock saying, got it. I'll start it, yada, yada. So I hadn't heard anything. I said, here's what I'd like, but obviously you're the editor. To some degree, I trust you. So if you want to make some additional whatever, you can make them. So I didn't hear from him all day Friday, didn't hear from him all day Saturday. Saturday night, I sent him an email saying, I just want to make sure we're still on track for tomorrow. That would be 48 hours. And he said, yep, we're on track. Don't worry. I told you I need 48 hours. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I didn't hear from him until Sunday it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He said, I just finished it. It's being rendered. I'll get it over to you in a couple of hours. I'm like, okay, whatever, a little past the 48. That's my own type A. But then I didn't hear from him, and I was about to go live Sunday night, still hadn't heard from him. So around 10 minutes of 7, I emailed him, and I'm like, what's going on? When am I going to get this video? And so he sends it over, almost like he was annoyed with me. He sends it over, and I watched it right before going live Sunday night, and it was horrible, absolutely horrible. All I can tell you is he was zooming in and out, like literally, without exaggeration, every 30 seconds. I felt seasick from watching that. And he was putting in these pictures and images and B-rolls. There was barely any of my video because he was putting all these other things in. And one of the pictures was so inappropriate. I'm not even going to talk about it, but it was so inappropriate. I'm like, I didn't pay this guy, but I'm like, this really is this a joke? So I wrote back to him after my live stream. I'm like, yeah, I'm not happy with this. I told you specifically what I wanted and you didn't do any of it. And then he made it my fault. He's like, well, this is why you have no subscribers. This is, because you don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, what did I get myself into? So anyways, I said, yeah, okay, thank you. We're obviously not a fit. And like I said, I didn't pay the guy, but I was so mad Sunday night, so mad that I was like, I wasn't even going to put the video up. Um, But then I went back to my original video that I sent him and I'm like, Lori, how hard can this be? So I sat down with Descript and I came up with what you guys saw, and it's not good. I know it's not that great. It's better than sometimes some of the other stuff I've done, but it's certainly not great. But that's why I was so mad. I was so mad. Um, so I'm like, how hard can this be? So your last poll, Peter, you said, what would you like us to talk about during your live streams? You're always talking about how you have all this technical know-how. And I heard somebody say, I don't know if it was Scott, um, that maybe you would help with editing or thumbnails. I don't remember exactly what it was. I think that's what Scott said. So I'm like, okay, so do you have editing know-how, Peter? Maybe share that with us. I know you probably don't use the tool I use, but roughly they're all the same. They really are all the same. Maybe how you get somewhere is a little bit different, but they all do the same thing. So if you could teach us some editing skills, that would be very helpful.
I can
So
absolutely do that. I
that's my
can
story.
I can do things like have like you and a second you appearing on screen at the same time. There's
Well, just
just
anything like that would
yeah.
be helpful. That's all, because I know close to nothing, and I've been doing this a year, and it's mainly because I have not taken the time to sit down and learn it. It's just, it does not interest me.
What I said to Scott was when he was talking about value for value, and what I said to him was, if somebody's not comfortable with video editing, I don't mind doing some editing for them. I'm not a great editor, but if I'm a few steps ahead of where somebody else is,
That's all you need,
then
right?
I can
That's all
help
you
them
need.
with that. And I'm not interested in charging people money or something. I would be doing it to help other people and to get better at things myself.
Well, don't discount the charging either, but if you want to like show and share and help explain during your live streams, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be that. I think of Mike Otis, right? He's been doing these eCam
Yeah.
tutorials. And I know, Jen, you said that they've been very helpful for you. I was watching them the other day, a couple of them, and I'm like, I had no idea that that did that. And I've had Ecamm now for, I don't know, 5 months or so. And, Scott helped me set up Ecamm in the very beginning, which I am overly grateful for, but I have not veered off of what Scott helped me do. So I know very, very little about what Ecamm can do. So I'm very excited about that tutorial.
Yeah, well,
So
that's what I'll do on Monday's live stream is I'll do a CapCut tutorial. I will edit a video in real time,
okay.
um, and talking my way through it, explaining why I do this way, and like how to edit a video using the transcript and how to cut out any dead space where like you're umming and ahhing and how to
That
cut
much
all out.
that much, Peter, I've always been able to do because Descript makes it very, very simple to do those two things, the
Yeah.
word gaps and the filler words.
I
I
could
don't take out all my filler words, but I do take out some.
I could
Um,
teach people about keyframes and masking and like how to animate text and
I don't know how to do any of
things
that. So
like that.
I
I
don't
had
know.
I had like a vision of in for one of my videos of having like a pad of paper and in the editing software having a blank piece of paper and then just typing out words onto the piece of paper and then having those words moving around to say like sometimes you write a script and then when you come to record you can't remember what you've wrote down and when you try to read it everything's moving around and I could have the text moving around on the page. So yeah, there's a lot that I know I can do. I just have not like done it myself. And that's where my video yesterday about like feeling like I've let myself down because I just do these like really easy, simple edits when I know that I can do more than I have been doing. And that's why I want to push myself and show myself what I can do.
But you'll still use AI if you have a question, right? Like if you have a question how to do
Oh,
this, you'll
yeah,
use AI for that.
yeah, I'll still use AI to say like, let me know um, how this video is doing or what could I have improved. But what I will not be doing it for
It's
the
having it do
twin,
it for you.
I will not be letting AI create my thumbnails. I will not be let AI give me any titles or give me a description. All of that will be myself.
Okay. Okay, fair.
So it's just a way of stepping out, like being comfortable, being uncomfortable. And you don't learn new things if you don't try new things. So Scott is forcing himself to under edit. He's leaving in a lot of pauses and and ah, even though his nature wants to clean that up and he's trying to let his true nature show through. And that's I think that's a good idea. Like the for me cleaning the taking out some of the dead space is just me trying new things to cut down the video. So instead of it being like a 10 or 12-minute video, it's only like a 7-minute video because I've cut away a lot of dead space and things that didn't need to be in there.
So, um,
Oh, look at Jen's dog.
oh,
So
Jen,
cute.
your daughter's home. So is school over for the year? Or she
Yeah,
graduated, right?
school. Yeah, she did. She finished high school, and then she just finished 1 year in college, and now she doesn't know what she wants to do.
Yeah.
There are no jobs lined up. There's no education lined up, and I'm trying to be a good, understanding parent.
Yeah. It's definitely tough. My daughter just graduated too. And she thought she had a job lined up. I mean, there was a job that was posted. The manager she worked for during her internship said it was for her. And she went through 4 different interviews. She went through her panel interview
Mm.
and she didn't get it. And she doesn't know. I mean, we kind of know why she didn't get it. And it's politics. We'll leave it at that. Um,
Yeah.
we did not tell her that because she would be crushed. Um, so now she has, and we told her not to put all her eggs in one basket, but as 21-year-olds, you know everything. So
Mhm.
so here she is. No job. Spent a lot of money on tuition and no job. So yes, you just got to be patient and trust that it'll all work out.
It's like a wise
Can we
woman.
speak?
Sorry, Jen,
Go
go on.
ahead, Peter. What I was going to say is, can we speak a little bit about the sentiment that came across from Peter's video, like that feeling of we've subcontracted out our creative process and we want to turn away from it altogether because we've disappointed ourselves. But we have to still embrace the tools that are out there for us. We can't, we don't need to turn our back on things completely. Like two things can be true at the same time. Yes, I don't know how to make a thumbnail to my own standard because I've been using AI, but using AI is a helpful tool and it lets me spend my energy in different places. Because there was a lot of emotions that came up in that video that you made, Peter,
Yeah, I think
where we
for
feel like,
my what I was getting to at the core of my video was because I am medically retired, I do have a lot of time on my hands, and therefore that gives me time to put more effort into my videos and into my thumbnails as opposed to people who are working full time or have busier lives than I do. I think AI definitely has a place on YouTube, and especially like with some of the AI thumbnails, they look really good, and like some of the AI scripts that they come out with are really good. I just want to try and learn how to do those things myself to see if I can get better at those things. I'm not saying I won't go back to AI. I'm just saying for 28 days, I want to test myself and see how my videos performed compared to the previous 28 days. But for like, I know Mike said that um, he hopes I don't look down on him because he likes to use AI, and I would not look down on anybody for using AI. AI has many great uses, and this is just about what I am trying to better myself. But there is times when I will want to use AI, just not for my titles, not for my thumbnails, and not for my descriptions. I might ask AI, give me some good ideas for a video, but then after that, it's all on me to do the video and write the script and things like that. But
I think, Peter, it was because you had said that you felt like such a failure. I think that was, and I
yeah,
said in my comment, I'm like, we got to talk because that was pretty strong. You're far from a failure because you let AI help you. But to your point, Peter, is I do feel there's got to be a balance to everything.
yeah,
Because just like with anything, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So if we don't use our creativeness, if we don't use what I call our divineness, which to me, divineness is our creativity, our, um, our empathy, our just, our passion, we're going to lose it, right? And that's what makes us
yeah,
human. It's the only thing that makes us different than these machines that they're building. So there is a balance. There is a balance.
yeah.
But it
And
certainly
I will
helps
find that
too.
balance. I just feel like because I know about how to use different pieces of software, and I consider myself to be quite good technically, like build my own computer and things like that. So I feel like in my head, I should be able to create a thumbnail, even if it's not a great thumbnail. I should be able to at least create a thumbnail and then improve on that thumbnail with each video. And just feeling like I am not producing the type of things that I believe I am
That you
capable
could.
of.
Absolutely. And you know
Yes.
what? You definitely should follow through with this 28-day challenge. Put, AI to the test.
Oh, yeah.
Show that Peter's, creativity it far surpasses AI's creativity. And, let's see what
And
comes out of the next 28 days
I,
and see where your channel goes and just see. Absolutely. I
I
agree.
agree with what you said that AI can do many things, but AI cannot be human. AI cannot replace the human factor in our videos. And that is something that I will always believe. Like, I would never allow AI to create a video for me. I always prefer to speak from the heart, and if there's mistakes or if I tend to ramble a bit, that's fine. I don't mind that. Thank you, Mike. Mike's saying I'm definitely not a failure. I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you.
Jen, do you think we sort of touched upon some of the thoughts you were thinking?
Yeah, absolutely. It was more how we equate our inability to do something, and being disappointed with ourselves as a failure.
As a
That's where
failure.
the human brain automatically goes. But
Yeah.
right now, I think we're all just desperate for some thoughtuary. So
I might need to get myself one of those forgery books.
Get one of the what, Peter?
The Jen was saying everyone's looking forward to everyone needs a fortuary.
Oh, a thoughtuary. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. Um, I do got to pull a Daniel. Hold on.
I think that's cool that this is now known as pulling a Daniel.
I didn't even know Daniel, and I was calling it Daniel.
Pulling a Daniel. Yep, Daniel has made his mark in history here. What are we, the
Everybody in the community
21st?
has their own little quirks. Like Daniel has pulling a Daniel. Ali invented your face. Um, we've got Otis. Everyone has their own little quirks, and it's so cool.
All right, so this is a simple short one today, May 21st. May the chaos of your mind be no match for the wisdom and brilliance of your soul. Ask yourself this, what practices can I build into my day that will allow for the stillness needed for the brilliance of my soul to surface? Simple, easy. And I have no outro music. I have nothing. I have nothing. So I'm all off kilter here because I didn't have my intro music. I didn't have my outro music. I do like having people talking to me very much. So
Yeah, I think this has been fun, and it'd be exciting to do more of these and have more people where we can actually have conversations face to face.
agreed, agreed. So if people can join school, we can do more of these. Um, and just, I will probably make a notice or post. I probably won't do my usual Sunday night live stream this week because I am babysitting for the grandkids, but I am going to do an impromptu one. I don't know when, just because there's a couple things I want to cover. Um, so if you don't catch it, because it is a long holiday weekend here in the States, you can watch it on replay. So that's it. Does
Sounds
anybody
good.
in the comments? Dan, you are,
Um,
yes, he is famous.
yes, Daniel is famous. Scott was talking about he joined someone's members only like membership in YouTube, and the member only videos were just AI slop. Um,
Yeah.
and he found that disappointing. And I know he spoke about in his live stream yesterday, because I watched the replay, that he was asked about, um, I think it was, I can't remember if it was Scott or Daniel was talking about, they were asked about memberships and they tried to have memberships, but they would not want to have like members only live streams and things like that.
And that's okay, Mike. That's okay. In cases like that, AI can be really helpful for people. So,
Yes. I do like AI. I just want to challenge myself to learn something new.
there's just a lot going on here in the States around AI. So,
Yeah, I think there's a lot
and
going on
especially,
everywhere.
especially, Jen, with like our children, right, that have just graduated. I don't know if you guys have seen some of the speeches that happened, some graduation speeches where the um, the speakers were talking about AI and they got literally booed off the stage because our kids just don't want it. They don't want it.
Oh, I've
So
seen that
it's part of
famous.
it.
I think I've seen the one that went viral. The female speaker who got up
Yeah,
and everybody booed her off stage.
yeah.
I
There
thought
was
that I seen that one.
was it the Google CEO? There was another one. There was another gentleman, and it was the same thing. And man, you can't blame them. You can't blame them. They're graduating and the jobs aren't there. So it's a pretty tough situation.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
all right, it's 11:04. I have no outro music and I'm not going to sing. I wish Allie was here. She could sing for us.
If Ali was
But
here,
that's
she'd
it.
sing for you.
I know she would. I know she would. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the long weekend for the folks who are here in the States. I think Scott said he has a 4-day weekend coming up. So enjoy that, Scott. And I use AI for my music and to enhance the quality of my photos. Yeah, exactly. To enhance. Um, that's it. And I will see you guys on the streets of YouTube. Have a great weekend.
Bye,
Uh,
guys.
love you guys.